Welcome, Move Fitness. Thank you guys so much for joining us for Coffee Conversations with Chancey. I have a very special guest with us today, but before we get into that, I want to say I hope you guys are happy, healthy, everybody is doing well. We miss you like crazy. Today I have Olito Thompson coming from Oakland, California. We are
Hey,
very excited to have him here. He's our fitness manager in the North Club there in Spokane, Washington. Alito, thank you for joining us today. Before we get into stuff, how's your family doing down in Oakland?
the family in Oakland, they're doing good. Everybody's just kind of enjoying this time, enjoying each other's presence, playing a lot of video games, going out enjoying family dinners. So it's definitely different. It was a way to bring the family together.
Well, that's a very positive way to be able to look at that, because some people would say, gosh, I'm so far away from family and this, I'm getting bored and this isolation. So I'm glad that, your family is looking at this as a way to, come together and say, hey, let's kind of stop work and stop all the craziness and really focus on family time.
Exactly. They're just treating it like a long weekend. So no doubt Monday will be right around the corner, no time soon. But
Oh,
we're
for
gonna enjoy the
sure.
weekend while it's here.
Yeah, for sure. How big is your family? You got brothers, sisters?
Yeah, actually, I got a huge family. A lot related and unrelated. But my related family, blood family, I got my mom, my older brother, and my younger brother. And my older brother was actually the first to have a baby in our family, so he has my lovely niece. Her name's Skylar. So
Awesome.
family just keeps growing and growing.
Ah, great. Well, that's great. And rumor has it you're going to be a daddy too as well. Is that correct?
This is true. This is very true. I'm
Well,
excited.
yeah, I bet.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Yeah, we're all excited for you. You're going to be a phenomenal dad. I mean, again, accolades to you, and I just can't wait.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much, Janji.
Well,
Um,
I know we're talking a little about family and new blessings being brought into the world. So let's talk about something that you're grateful for today.
Today, I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to hear my child's heartbeats, and I got to see the little jelly bean. So that was extremely excited. I couldn't sit still in the chair. I don't know who was more nervous, me or my girl. So
Well, fantastic. God, yeah, what a blessing to bring another human being into this world. And again, I can't imagine how fantastic of parents you guys are going to be.
I appreciate that so much, Andy.
Of course. So you were talking a little bit about family, and maybe this question rolls right into family again. Maybe it rolls into somebody else, but we all have, kind of these different senses that go off, and every once in a while we go, you know what, I think I need to connect with that person today. Is there somebody on your list that you're thinking, hey, I really need to maybe give this person a phone call and connect with them?
Yeah, my older brother. I connect with him a little bit more. Just seeing how he is, with the whole isolation, being away from work, and having my niece all the time. I'm probably most likely connect with him today,
Yeah.
especially since he knows the feeling of, being a father. First one to have a newborn in our family. He'll be able to relate and kind of give me some guidance and motivation at the same time.
Yeah, words of wisdom. And
Absolutely.
hopefully he guides you in the right direction, because I know sometimes if my fiance's goal is to have a baby here within the next year, and I think
Nice.
sometimes my family might just give me bad information just to see me fail, just to laugh,
Yeah,
nothing bad, but
just
we're
to get
very
that
much.
good laughter.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we are so sarcastic. We are extremely close. We are playful. We banter, and I wouldn't be surprised if they said, "Oh yeah, do this," and I would do it, and then they'd be like, "You actually did that?"
Did it? Yeah. No, it definitely keeps the family alive. My family is very similar in that aspect. We all kid around, joke around. My mom had 3 boys. Unfortunate for her, we tore the
Bless
house
her
up
heart.
every chance we had, wrestling, just doing things we weren't supposed to do. So I know that feeling.
Well, bless your mom's heart for having 3 boys. And you guys are extremely athletic. Tell us a little bit about your athletic background.
Yeah, we all play football. I had the opportunity to play high school with my older brother. He plays D lineman. I'm running back, and my little brother following in the big brother footsteps. He's also a running back.
Nice.
We had a lot of fun. My little brother did his thing in high school. Went to Sac State. I was a Washington State commit, and my older brother just kind of started working after high school and just living life, and
Yeah.
giving us as much motivational tips as possible and helping us with our training. So
Yeah.
it's definitely different. It's always fun. We're always having a who's faster conversation, who's the better athlete. So when we get together, it's almost like a triathlon.
Yeah, I bet. Constant competition with anything, I'm sure.
It doesn't stop.
Card games, playing any sports. I mean, same thing. We're pretty competitive too as well.
Yeah, we gotta be careful with video games because sometimes they turn into the wrestling matches that we love so much.
I'm sure there was tons of broken things in your mom's house based
Oh, absolutely,
on
absolutely.
yes.
We got good at hiding, that's for sure.
Maybe that's where you got your speed is
I'm telling you.
running from the
People think trained all my life.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, we're talking about, staying connected and you and I are being connected today. How important do you think it is to stay connected to people? I've been saying this kind of all week long and maybe for the past couple weeks that, I don't believe that social distancing was the correct terminology that was used. I think it's extremely important to stay socially connected. Now, physically distant, okay, but
Yeah,
are you feeling the same way? The
yeah.
importance of staying connected?
I mean, staying connected is extremely important. I mean, especially depending on the type of person you are. Like myself or you for instance, we're very outgoing. We need those type of interactions. We feed off of it. So when you talk about social distancing and what people are doing nowadays, right now, they're creating so much distance from people and lacking so much communication that it begins to be frustrating, and that gets to you mentally. So staying connected is extremely important. Making sure that I connect with everybody on my team, family, just having those social conversations that make you feel human again, almost. Because when you think about this self-isolation, you're like, oh my God, I'm like a caged animal. So,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
yes, most
I know
definitely.
some of my introvert friends they were loving it for a while, and now even they're getting a little bit bored. So I agree with you on staying connected with people and checking in, because you just never know how somebody's doing. Even some of my introvert, friends who just that phone call was like, wow, thank you. I'm excited to hear your voice. I'm excited to hear from
Yes.
you. Or any FaceTime messaging that I do with them. It's a way to just kind of have an outlet and a release to what kind of gets pent up and built up, which is a lot of our thoughts.
Exactly. I mean, I would, in all honesty, I would say this is more along the lines of a blessing. It makes you appreciate those small talk conversations a little bit more, those phone calls, those FaceTimes a little bit more, because when you stop receiving them, you're like, man, does anybody care about me now? Like, is this it? Like,
Yeah.
is this what I have now? So
Yeah.
it definitely even that 5-second conversation, it can definitely brighten somebody's day up now during times like this.
Well, for sure, because we wake up and our sense of routine is, I get up and I go to work, and then for other people they go to the gym, which our work is the gym, right? But
Yeah.
but they have these social connections all day long, and then that's just ripped from them. That's just taken
Yes.
away, and so even people who aren't as outgoing as you and I, which for us, I think this is like torture.
Oh
Um,
man.
but even for them, again, just that smile, that hi, that something of interaction to let people know that we do care about you. And I think that is something like you just talked about that we take for granted, or that we forget how impactful you and I are to those people who every single day got to see our face or got to hear from us, and now they don't have that. So again, that was kind of maybe one of my goals for this is we can still see you and we can still from afar say hi.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think it's really important that no matter who it is and whatever their preference is, that we still reach out to them.
Oh yeah, I mean it's the most important thing. I mean, for myself, for instance, just there's a lot of people that come into the gym and they know me for as soon as I see them walk through the door, I'm yelling out their names, I'm giving them warm welcomes, And I get so many Facebook interactions, just people saying that's what they miss the most. You know, not necessarily the kick in their butt or the hard work. It's literally just the, hey, how's it going? You know, just giving them
Yeah,
as much grief when they come in as possible. You know, that's the thing that brightens their day and makes their workout well worth it. So
absolutely.
definitely, I even miss doing that. So it's definitely something different.
Oh, for sure. Well, I kind of just talked about a little bit of a routine. People waking up, they, take care of their kids, and then they go to work, and then, they go to work out, and then they go home and it's dinner. And people are missing routine right now. That they're I mean, everything is just like, okay, well, now what? I think a lot of times we're going through. I mean, do you think it's important that people still sustain a sense of routine throughout their day?
Absolutely, absolutely, 100%. Actually, I think this is the perfect time to even improve and create better routines for yourself
Oh,
when it comes
yes.
to home life and things
Yes.
that you weren't able to do, you're now able to do, and kind of include that into your routine to where when things are back to normal, now those are things that you're now incorporating, you're doing, and it's not as hard.
Oh, I really love that, because I think that's a good sense to flip this into, again, another positive, which it sounds like you're just constantly doing
Oh yeah,
for yourself. But for people who, let's just say, in the mornings, I've always wanted to journal, I've always wanted to meditate, or I've always wanted to be a workout in the mornings, or I've always wanted to do, whatever a new sense of routine that they wanted to do. Now they have the opportunity to kind of set that tone and set that foundation to be able to do something like that. Like,
exactly.
I get the opportunity now to, wake up and work out, or wake up and meditate. And prior to that, they kind of fell into the sense of their old routine, which was just kind of wake up and go, like grab
Yep.
breakfast and go out the door. And oh man, I've always wanted to do that. But so yeah, I think this is a great opportunity, just like you said, to piggyback on what you just said, is you get the opportunity to set these new routines and really kind of make yourself into a new and improved person.
Exactly. If I mean, and the way I look at it is, no matter how good you are in whatever it is that you do in life, there's always room for improvement. So
Mm,
if you come with that mentality every day, especially during times like this, it's just going to be that much better for you. You know what I mean? There are certain things that you didn't know you may have liked or would have liked until you try it. So I
yeah.
mean, for me, my girlfriend has me in the backyard, tearing down decks, gardening, and mowing the lawn and just getting to work. But I
Yeah.
find it fun. These are things I'm like, wow, let's go. Let's wake up in the morning. Let's get started. Come on, let's go. We gotta
Well,
eat breakfast first. Oh yeah.
well, it sounds like you're a very task-oriented and kind of checklist person. If that's something, where it's like, okay, I got something to do every day, and keep this checklist and this routine. And you're clearly still physically fit. You look fantastic. So
Thank you.
it
Appreciate
it
that.
also sounds like, you've been doing some yard work to kind of keep that. What other things that you're able to do to kind of keep your sense of working out and in a routine with nutrition or exercise? What are you doing out there to where people can kind of go, oh, I actually, that's a good idea, I might try that?
Running is a huge one for me.
Hmm.
I know when we were up and running, running was probably the thing I put off the most. Don't tell nobody I said that,
I feel you. I feel you.
but now I have a appreciation for it, and just the basic things without weights. Things that people forgot that there's a such thing as working out without weights, and it does
Yes.
exist.
Yes.
Your push-ups, your sit-ups, really working on your body's functions. From the upper body all the way down to the lower body. Any imbalances you have, being able to work on those, extremely important. For instance, getting bands. Bands make the world of a difference. It's adding that resistance, putting your body to work, but also helping you engage all your muscles, no matter what area you're working, whether it be
Yeah.
upper or lower body.
Yeah, there was a couple of people who I was communicating with who, their goal was strength in gains, right? They had
Oh
all the
yeah,
gains. And
gotta
they're
get the
like, Chancey,
gains.
yeah, they're like, Chancey, what am I going to do? Like, how come you can't show us any workouts with like, to like build muscle? And I'm like, well, I don't have like a big atlas, to be able to like, and not everybody has that at home. And I can't just like start lifting my couch and say, hey, do this, because I don't want you to get hurt. So, we have to modify things. And I think that's a really good point that you just touched on, is even if your goal is the gains, right? My goal is to gain as much muscle or maintain as much muscle as I can. Don't forget about the little things. Like, this is a perfect time to kind of go back to the basics and get and hit those stability muscles and focus on, you know, that really deep down little performance issues that,
Yes.
you know, you fix these little things, and the gains and that lift when you get back to the gym is so much better because of, you know, you're fixing, you know, what might be weak or what might be tweaking in you. Maybe it's piriformis or, you know,
Exactly.
TFL or your hip flexors or your sciatic or your shoulder, and you're able to kind of, you know, look up or ask us, you know, maybe what are some corrective exercises I can do.
Yes.
So when you do that, so again, when you get back to the gym and you get those big lifts, they're way better because you feel better.
Yeah, I mean, the beautiful thing about it is typically when people go into the gym, they're so weight focused and oriented that their mindset goes, no, I want to throw a bunch of weight on here and I want to lift it a couple of times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of working on the really perfecting your form, working on the little things that may tweak when you do, let's say, do a bench press, for instance. There's so many little movements that you can be working on now to help correct your form, correct any imbalances you have, to where when it is time to get back in the gym and you're rolling, you feel so much better
Yes.
because you actually put some effort into your recovery and just getting your body back.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to ask you one more question before we get into some fun ones that I definitely want to ask you. What are you doing to kind of keep your mind sharp? We talked about physical, kind of what you're able to do. You know, you're getting out into the yard, you're doing physical labor, you're running. What are some things? Because I really feel like, you know, of our iceberg, you know, our physical body is the tip. And then right below everything underneath the water, the biggest portion that's under there is our mind. So what are you doing to kind of keep your mind sharp too as well?
Reading, I'd say reading, and from time to time, I'll just sit down and kind of self-reflect, kind of see exactly where I am within life itself, and then plan ahead for the future. It's a great time to think about your future, what steps you're going to take to go in the direction that you would like to, and that's why I started reading a lot. I mean, my district fitness director Darius sends me books all the time. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be surprised if he started sending me like 500,000 dad books at this point, but he sends me a lot of motivational books and things like that to help with leadership, just the mind and creating that balance, and how important it is to create these and do these things to where, you know, you don't really get into a position where you have mental breakdowns or
Mhm.
things such as that. You know, a lot of times people forget that it's not all just physical that you have to take care of and put focus towards, but it's also mental, you know, the things that allow you to function as a human being.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that what we talked about at the beginning of this, you know, conversation, which was, you know, social, you know, not being able to um, isolate yourself without communicating with other people, because if your mind does start to wander down this road of maybe negativity or, you know, somewhere where it's like, God, I'm not thinking the right thoughts. you,
Yes.
if you have the willpower to overcome that yourself, great, like awesome. If you've got a little, you know, marshal or a little boot camp person in your mind to go, hey, you know, that's not a good thought. That's not the way to think. And let's get you on the
Yeah.
right track. Awesome. And if you don't have that, you know, hopefully people in their mind can go, okay, I need to reach out to somebody because I'm starting to have some negative thoughts.
Yes, yeah, and that's something that's, I mean, it's lethal. When you think about the strongest thing on your body, in reality, it's your mind. You know,
Mm-hmm.
whatever your mind thinks, or whatever narrative you create in your mind, that even if it's not realistic, your mind can make it as real or feel as realistic as possible.
Yes.
So definitely protecting your mind is highly important,
Yeah.
and you want to create routines and just methods to where you keep your mind at peace.
Yes. Yeah, no, great point. I love it. Okay, let's get into some fun stuff for our listeners because I know they want to know a little bit about you on this
Yeah.
side. You talked about video games earlier, so what is your favorite video game? Or if you don't want to say that, what is your favorite Netflix binge watching at the moment? Or both?
Let's see. Video game is Call of Duty right now, hands down. It gets me going. Sometimes I'll catch myself yelling at the TV, and I'm like, wait, Lito, no, calm down. But as far as Netflix, I've been going through a couple of different Netflix shows and movies. My girlfriend had me watching the Kardashian show on Hulu, and I was just like, oh man. But I'd say my favorite Netflix that's interesting is that the Tiger King, or the Lion King one. It's just like, I'm like,
Lion King
what?
and Tiger King, I think, are very different. So
Yeah,
when
yeah, the
you when,
Tiger. I think it's the Tiger King. I
when
think
you
so.
go to let your son or daughter watch a lion movie, make sure that you're
So it's
very
the Lion
specific.
King. Look at Akuna Matata, okay, Chansey? Okay, it's the theme for this quarantine. Akuna Matata.
So if you have a cheat meal or a vice, what is it?
Ooh, uh, I'd have to say my cheat meal is spaghetti with ranch in it, and I mean peanut butter Oreo cookies. I have to stay away from them.
Oh,
There's no
wait,
self control there.
let's go back to that. Spaghetti with ranch in it.
Oh, that's bomb.
Okay, so wait, is it spaghetti, marinara, meatballs, and ranch?
Yep. Whatever it could be. For some people, it's meatball. So my mom, growing up, she made them a couple different ways. So I kind of incorporated that because it tasted good. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna take a couple of these recipes, but with meatballs, with just regular beef chopped up,
Uh-huh.
shrimp, sausage links, just different type of ways. But with
Shrimp, I
ranch,
haven't tried that. I'll try a little
oh,
shrimp.
it's bomb. It's bomb.
All right.
It's bomb.
If you had a favorite superhero, who would it be and why?
The Black Panther. Uh,
Wakanda
Yeah,
forever.
no, Wakanda forever. I would say it would definitely be the Black Panther. Just everything that superhero stands for is something that love to incorporate within my lifestyle, especially when it comes to leadership skill and just doing what's best for all those around them. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a superhero?
Yeah, right. Well, for those of you who don't know Olito, he is extremely intelligent, extremely high character. I mean, he is just a phenomenal person. So when you think of or ever see or watch the Black Panther and really understand that character and his integrity, it lines up perfectly with Alito. So I think that's a good match for you.
I appreciate that so
Of
much.
course, of course. Do you have a fear of anything?
Fear. I hate bugs.
Any bug?
Bugs, yeah. Just if it's crawling on me, I feel like bugs are crawling on me all day. I'll go take 10 showers. Bugs, they're so small you don't see them coming. They're lethal. They are lethal for sure.
Okay. What's something on you want to cross off your bucket list?
Skydiving.
Oh,
I
me
definitely
too.
want to skydive. Yeah, I definitely want to skydive. Terrified of it, which is why I want to do it. That's
Yeah, I
exactly
feel
why.
that would be a really high risk, exhilarating. I can also see myself on that plane going, no, I'm not doing it. Like,
Yeah.
it's not happening. But I think, but once you get up there, they're like, oh, it is happening. And they pretty much kick you off this plane. They're like, you're already this far. You might as well just
Exactly.
jump.
They're like, the only way you're going down right now is by going straight off of it.
Okay, last question, and then we'll let you get back to the yard work. What's your most favorite thing about being a leader?
The impact and just the difference you truly make. And that's something I didn't really know or notice until further along in becoming a fitness director. But being able to see my team kind of feed off the same energy that I bring and have them instill out into their clients as well, and see how it affects the entire gym, not just a group of people or a section of the gym, but to feel it in the entire gym. I'd say
Yeah.
that's probably the biggest asset in general, just being a leader and favorite thing about it.
Well, you are phenomenal at it. And Alito, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to see you again. I hope you're enjoying your family time, enjoying your time with, your girlfriend. And again, congratulations on your future baby. We are all excited for you. Move Fitness. I know I can speak for Olito on this one. You guys, we miss you like crazy. We cannot wait to see you soon and be with you and help support you. And if there is anything that you guys need from us, you let us know. Olito, I'll let you sign us off, and then we'll let everybody have a great day. Thank you again.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
All right. Bye, guys.